Welcome to Tungal Online Classes. In previous video, we have discussed the concept of change in momentum of the body in a different cases and we have solved some numerical problems. Okay. So today we are going to start the new topic, so that is friction. Okay, see here, consider a body of mass. Consider a body of mass M. It is placed on a horizontal surface. So this is a horizontal surface. Here we are placed a body of mass M on a horizontal surface. So in this case, the weight of the body is acting in the downward direction. And the normal reaction, it is acting in upward direction. And here we are applying some external force on the body in this direction. Okay, see here, we are applying some external force on this body in this direction. Okay, so initially we are applying 1 Newton force on this body, but the position of the body does not change. So that means that body remains at rest. So afterwards we are increasing the force, so that is 2 Newton. In that case also that body is still in the state of rest, right? So that means, so in this case, the one more force, it is acting in opposite direction. To the applied force. So that is known as the friction force. Okay, see here, initially we are applying some force on this body. Initially we are applying 1 Newton force, but the body still is at rest. If you apply the force 2 Newton, still that body is at rest. That means the one more force is acting in opposite direction to the applied force. So that is known as the friction force. So then, what is the definition of a friction force? The friction force means an opposing force comes into play when one body move or attempt to move on the surface of the another body, and it acts tangentially to the point of contact between the two surfaces of the body. So that is the definition of a friction. So what is the definition of friction here? An opposing force comes into play when one body moves or attempt to move over the surface of the another body, and it acts tangentially to the point of contact between the two surfaces. So that is known as the friction. Okay, see here. An opposing force comes into play when an object move or attempt to move on another body and it acts tangentially along surface of contact. So this is the definition of a friction. An opposing force comes into play when an object move or attempt to move on another body, and it acts tangentially along the surface of a contact. Okay, see, in this case we are applying some external force on this body in this direction, and the frictional force is acting in opposite direction. Here, this is the direction of a friction. So it acts along the tangentially along the contact surface between the two bodies. It acts tangentially along the contact surface between the two bodies, right? So this is the direction of a friction. And here, friction is a self-adjusting force. It is a self-adjusting force. Okay, the next one, it is a non-conservative force. non-conservative force. Okay, see, the first point is it is a self-adjusting force. It is self-adjusting force. Okay, see here. So in this case, we are considering this example. So initially, we are not applying any force on this body. In that case, the body still is at rest, right? Okay. So afterwards, we are applying some amount of force on this body. Say, force is equal to 1 Newton. In that case, the frictional force is acting in this direction, but still the body is at rest, right? Okay. So then we are applying the force that is 2 Newton on the body. Still the body is at rest. So that means, so in this case, this body is at rest. If you apply the force that is 0, then force is 1 Newton and 2 Newton. So then the net force acting on this system, that is equal to force minus friction force. Here this is the direction of a force here, and this is the direction of a friction. So in this case, the net force acting on the system is 0. If the net force acting on the system is 0 means, then the applied force that is equal to frictional force, right? So here the net force acting on the system is 0. So then applied force that is equal to friction force. Okay, see here. So in this case, if initially we are applying the force is 0 Newton, so here is also friction force in that case is 0 because F is equal to F. So next, if you apply the force is 1 Newton and the friction force is also in that case that is 1 Newton, right? So next case, if you apply the force is 2 Newton, in that case also the friction force is also 2 Newton because in that case the body still is at in rest. So then the friction force that is equal to applied force. So next further we are increasing the force on this body, then only the body is moving along this direction. So here the initially 0 and this is also 0, and here this is 1 Newton and this is also 1 Newton, and here this is 2 Newton and this is also 2 Newton. So that's why it is called as a self-adjusting force, right? So friction force is a self-adjusting force. And the next one, it is a non-conservative force. It is a non-conservative force. So then what do you mean by the non-conservative force? So non-conservative force means the work done by this force, it does not depends on the initial and final position of the body. It only depends on path followed by the body. It only depends on path followed by the body. So that is known as a non-conservative force. So topic is types of friction. The first one is static friction, and one more is a kinetic friction or dynamic friction. Okay, the first one, static friction. What do you mean by the static friction? Right. So static friction means an opposing force comes into play when one body does not move on the surface of the another body, even though we are applying some external force on that body. So that friction is known as a static friction. Okay, see here. In this case, we are considering a body. It is placed on a horizontal surface. So here, the weight of the body is acting in the downward direction, and the normal reaction is acting in upward direction. Here we are applying some amount of force on this body. Here we are applying some external force on that body. Still that body is at rest. So in that case, the force of friction, it is acting in this direction. Then the friction between these two bodies, so that is known as a static friction, right? So here we are applying some external force on this body, but still that body is at rest because this force is balanced by this force, so that is the friction force. Then the force between these two bodies, so that is known as the static friction. Okay, see here, static friction, an opposing force comes into play when one body does not move on another body, even though applied force to make it move, to make it move. So this is the definition of a static friction. So static friction is an opposing force comes into play when one body does not move on the another body even though applied force to make it move. So this is known as a static friction. So here static friction, it depends on nature of surface, in contact. So here the friction force, it depends on the nature of a surface in contact. And next point, it does not depends on area of contact between the two bodies. Okay, the first point, it depends on the nature of surface in contact, and the second point, it does not depends on the area of a contact between the two bodies. And the next point, the friction force, the direction of a friction force, always opposite to the direction of the motion of the body. Always opposite to the direction of the motion of the body. Okay. The next one, it acts tangentially along the surface of contact. It acts tangentially along the surface of contact. The magnitude of a static friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. So here, to remove this proportionality constant, we use the extra term, that is mu. So here mu suffix s indicates that it is a coefficient of static friction. Into normal reaction. Okay, see here, from this one, coefficient of static friction, that is equal to static friction by normal reaction, and it does not having any units and any dimensional formula. Here mu suffix s, or the coefficient of a static friction, it does not having any units and dimensional formula. Okay, this is about the static friction. Okay, see here, the static friction means an opposing force comes into play when an object does not move on the surface of the another body, even though we are applying some external force on the body to make it move. Okay, see here, the first point here, it depends on the nature of surface in contact. Okay, see here, again we are considering one example here. So this is a body of mass m placed on a horizontal surface. So in this case, the weight of the body is acting in downward direction, and this is a normal reaction, it is acting in upward direction. So here we are applying some external force on this body in this direction. Okay, see here, the first point, the friction force or the static friction, it only depends on the nature of surface in contact. It depends on only nature of surface in contact. And the next one, second point, it does not depends on the area of a contact with the two bodies. Okay, see here, it does not depends on the area of a contact between these two bodies. And the next one, The direction of a friction force is always opposite to the direction of the motion of the body. Okay, see in this case the body is moving in this direction, but the frictional force is acting opposite direction. The frictional force is acting in this direction. The direction of a friction force, it is always opposite to the direction of a motion of that body. Okay, see here. And the next one, it acts tangentially along the surface of contact between the two bodies. Okay, see here. So in this case, the frictional force, it is acts tangentially between the contact between these two bodies. Okay, see here. It acts tangentially along the surface of contact between these two bodies. So this is the direction of a static friction. Right? And the next one, the static friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. So the static friction means, say this body does not move along the horizontal direction. So then the net force acting on this body is 0. Okay, see here, in vertical direction, the net force acting on this body, net force is equal to normal reaction minus weight. Here the net force acting on this body is 0 means, so this becomes 0. 0 is equal to n minus weight. So then n is equal to weight. What do you mean by the weight here? It is a product of mass into acceleration due to gravity. Okay, see here, n is equal to weight. So here weight is nothing but it is a product of mass into acceleration due to gravity. So here the n value is, that is n is equal to m into g. Okay, see here. So then here the static friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. To remove this proportionality constant, we use the extra term, that is a mu suffix s. Here mu suffix s, it is the coefficient of static friction. This is the coefficient of a static friction into normal reaction. So this is equal to mu suffix s. Here what is the n value here? That is mass into acceleration due to gravity. So this formula we are used to find out the static friction. So static friction is equal to mu suffix s bracket of mass into acceleration due to gravity. Okay, after that mu suffix s is equal to F static friction force divided by normal reaction. So then what is the definition of coefficient of static friction? So what is the definition of coefficient of static friction? It is a ratio of static force of friction to the normal reaction. So that is known as the coefficient of static friction. Here what is the definition of a coefficient of static friction here? It is a ratio of static friction to the normal reaction. Static friction to the normal reaction. So that is the definition of coefficient of static friction. Okay, see here. The last point, the maximum value of static friction. Maximum value of static friction is called limiting friction. Okay, see here, the maximum value of a static friction is called the limiting friction. The limiting friction that is equal to maximum value of a static friction. Here F suffix L indicates that limiting friction, and here F suffix S indicates that static friction of a maximum value. So here limiting friction that is equal to maximum value of a static friction. So this is about the static friction. First of all, the static friction is an opposing force that comes into play when one body does not move on the surface of the another body. So that is known as the static friction. And a very important point is, it depends on the nature of surface of contact. It depends on the nature of surface in contact. And the next one, it does not depends on the area of a contact between these two bodies. And the third one, the direction of frictional force always opposite to the direction of motion of the body. And the next one, it acts tangentially along the surface of contact between the two bodies. And the last point is, the magnitude of a static friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. And here mu suffix s indicates that it is a coefficient of a static friction that is equal to static friction by normal reaction. So then the definition of coefficient of static friction is it's the ratio of static friction by normal reaction. And the last point, the maximum value of a static friction that gives the limiting friction. So that gives the limiting friction. See here, the maximum value of a static friction is called the limiting friction. Okay, see here, if applied force, so here F suffix E double P indicates that applied force it is less than the limiting friction force. It is less than the limiting friction force. So in that case that body does not move. So the body does not move or does not slide on the another surface of the body. So here the applied force is less than the limiting force of friction. In that case the body does not move on the surface of the another body. And the next one, if the applied force that is equal to limiting friction, the applied force that is equal to the force of limiting friction. So here in this case the body about to slide on another body, but in this case the actual motion of the body is not yet started, but here the condition is the body about to start its journey, but actual journey is not started, or actual motion of the body is not yet started. Okay, next, if the applied force is greater than the limiting friction, here the applied force is greater than the limiting friction. In that case the body moves on the another surface of the body. The body moves or slides on the other surface of the body. Okay. See here. So in this case, if the applied force it is very less than limiting friction, means in that case the body does not change its position, or the body does not move. Okay, if applied force is equal to limiting friction, in that case that body about to slide on the surface of another body, but the actual motion of the body not yet started. And the next one, if applied force is greater than the limiting friction value, so in that case that body starts moving on the surface of the another body. Here. So in this case we are considering a body of mass is, for example, 10 kg. The mass of this body is 10 kg, and here we are applying some external force on this body. For example, that is 2 Newton. The force applied on this body is 2 Newton. Okay, so here the weight of the body is acting in the downward direction. Weight is nothing but the product of mass into acceleration due to gravity. The weight is nothing but that is 100 kg weight. Okay, so then normal reaction, it is acting in upward direction. So there is a net force acting, there is no force acting on the body in a vertical direction. So then the normal reaction is balanced by the weight of the body. So then the normal reaction is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity, that is 10 into 10. So in this case we are considering acceleration due to gravity value is 10. So this is equal to 100 kg weight. So this is a n value. So here they are given the coefficient of static friction value is given. For example, that is 0.1. Okay, here we are going to find out what is the friction force is acting in this direction. So that is friction force that is equal to mu suffix s into n. Here mu suffix s value is that is 0.1 and n value is that is 100 kg weight. So this is equal to 10 Newton. Okay, see in this case the friction force it is acting in this direction is that is 10 Newton. Okay, see Here the maximum value of a static friction, so that is known as the limiting friction. Here this is the limiting friction value, but in this case the applied force is 2 Newton. So the first case, if the applied force is less than the limiting force, right? Here the limiting friction force value is 10 Newton, but the applied force is 2 Newton. In that case, that body does not changes its position. That body is in rest, right? In this case, the applied force is less than the limiting friction force value or the maximum static friction value. So in this case, that body does not changes its position, right? Okay. The next one, if applied force is equal to limiting friction value, so in that case, that body about to start its journey or about to start move on the surface of another body. Okay, in some cases here the external force acting on the body is 20 Newton. External force acting on the body is 20 Newton, but the limiting friction value is 10 Newton. So this is a condition. Here applied force is greater than the limiting friction value. So here limiting friction value is 10 Newton, but applied force is 20 Newton. In that case, that body is moving in this direction. That body starts sliding or that body starts moving in this direction. See here, the next one, kinetic friction. So then what do you mean by the kinetic friction? So kinetic friction means an opposing force comes into play when one body is moved over the surface of the another body. So that is known as the kinetic friction. Okay, see here, kinetic friction means an opposing force comes into play when a body move on the surface of the another body. Okay, so that is known as a kinetic friction. Okay, see here, the first point, it depends on the nature of surface in contact. And second one, it does not depends on the area of a contact between two bodies. Okay, the third point, it acts tangentially along the surface of contact, tangentially along contact surface. Okay, the next point, the direction of kinetic friction, the direction of kinetic friction always opposite to the direction of a motion of the body. Okay, so here the next point, the magnitude of the magnitude of kinetic friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. The magnitude of kinetic friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. To remove this proportionality constant, we use the extra term, that is mu suffix k. Here mu suffix k indicates that it is the coefficient of a kinetic friction into normal reaction. So from this one, mu suffix k, that is equal to F suffix k divided by normal reaction. F suffix k divided by normal reaction, that is N. So this formula we are used to find out the coefficient of kinetic friction. So coefficient of kinetic friction, it is defined as it is a ratio of kinetic friction to the normal reaction. Kinetic friction to the normal reaction. Okay, so this is about the kinetic friction. So what do you mean by kinetic friction here? An opposing force comes into play when a body moves on the surface of the another body. Okay, see here, the first point, it depends on the nature of surface in contact, right? And the second point, it does not depend on the area of contact between the two bodies. For example, consider this one body and this is another body. It does not between the area, it does not depends on the area of contact between these two bodies. And the third one, it acts tangentially along the contact surface. Okay, see here, so you can say this is a body, this body is moving in this direction and the direction of a friction force, it is acting tangentially to the point of contact between these two bodies. Then the friction force, it is always opposite to the direction of motion of the body. And the next one, the magnitude of a kinetic friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. So here, to remove this proportionality constant, we use the extra term, that is mu suffix a. Then mu suffix k is equal to mu suffix k, it means it is a coefficient of kinetic friction, that is equal to kinetic friction by normal reaction. So already we know that the normal reaction value. So here the weight is acting in downward direction and the normal reaction acting in upward direction. So there is no vertical motion of the body. So the net force acting on the body in vertical direction is 0. So then the weight of this body is balanced by the normal reaction. So that means N is equal to W, that is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. So here this is equal to mu suffix k into mass into acceleration due to gravity, right? So this is about the kinetic friction. So in kinetic friction, again there are two types. One is a sliding friction and one more is a rolling friction. The first one is sliding friction. And the next one is rolling friction. Okay, see here, the sliding friction means when a body slides on another body, then an opposing force comes into play. So that is known as a sliding friction. For example, here consider this is a horizontal surface. If this body starts sliding on this surface, so then the friction between these two bodies, so that is known as a sliding friction. Similarly, rolling friction. So here rolling friction means when a body rolls on the another body, then an opposing force comes into play. So that is known as the rolling friction. Okay, see here, when a body rolling on surface of another body, then an opposing force comes into play. So that is known as the rolling friction. So that is known as the rolling friction. Okay, see here the very important point here, rolling friction, it depends on area of a contact between the bodies, area of contact between the bodies. So in static friction and kinetic friction, it does not depend the area of a contact surface between the two bodies, but the rolling friction, it depends on the area of a contact between the bodies, If the area of contact between the two bodies is less, and the rolling friction is also less, right? Okay. So this is about the rolling friction. And the next one, the magnitude of rolling friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. So then, to remove this proportionality constant, we use the extra term. Here this is F suffix R is directly proportional to N, means rolling friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. To remove this proportionality constant, we use the extra term, that is mu suffix R. Here mu suffix R indicates that it is a coefficient of a rolling friction into normal reaction. So this is equal to mu suffix R. N is nothing but it is a mass into acceleration due to gravity. So this is the rolling friction, that is F suffix R is equal to mu suffix R into M into G. So next one, here mu suffix R is equal to, that is F suffix R divided by normal reaction. Okay, see here the note point. So in this case, the coefficient of static friction and the coefficient of kinetic friction and coefficient of a rolling friction, that is mu suffix R. Here coefficient of static friction is greater than the coefficient of a kinetic friction, and it is greater than the coefficient of a rolling friction. This is mu suffix S, and this is mu suffix K, and this is mu suffix R. The next concept is general losses of friction. So these are not a fundamental losses, these are a general losses of friction. So the first point, the direction of friction force, acts tangentially along surface of contact, So this is the first law. And second law, the direction of frictional force, is always opposite to the direction of motion of the body. These are the general laws. So first one, the direction of friction force acts tangentially along the surface of contact, and the second law, the direction of a friction force is always opposite to the direction of a motion of the body, and the third one, it depends on the nature of surface, contact surface. It depends on the nature of contact surface. And next point, fourth point, it does not depends on the area of contact between two bodies. It does not depends on the area of contact between the two bodies. And the next one, the magnitude of friction force is directly proportional to normal reaction, and the friction force is directly proportional to normal reaction. To remove this proportionality constant, we use the extra term, that is mu into n. So here mu is equal to F divided by n. So here mu indicates that it is a coefficient of a friction. It is coefficient of friction, that is equal to F divided by n. So these are the general laws of friction. It is very important for 3 marks. Thank you.